Sí.
Primeramente, shout out to Collab Studio for having us in this beautiful new studio.
Facts.
Also, shout out to Arno for having us. He's actually the owner of this studio, which is an amazing studio.
Yeah.
But welcome to Beyond the Cut. It is your boy, Light Eclipse.
I am the show Tanner.
Manifest Greatness Now. And today we have a very special guest. First time doing this. Pleased to introduce Kamila from Kamileon Productions. She is an entrepreneur, an entertainer, a businesswoman, a philanthropist, a fitness enthusiast, a fitness influencer, and also a manifestation architect. And we're just so happy to have you here. So thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I feel honored and blessed.
Awesome.
So what's up? What's new with you? Like, tell us about you.
New with me. Well, every day trying to be a better version of myself the day before.
Okay.
So that's definitely new.
Nice.
Working, focusing on my projects every day, working with my clients. Every day my clients are pushing me, asking me to do things that I've never done before.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what's new, is always creating something from scratch, from conception to the physical.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long have you lived here in Miami?
So Miami, I've lived here since 2004, actually. I moved here from Kansas in 2004. So I'm 20 years this year.
You've seen it change a lot then.
I've seen Miami change so much, especially South Beach, because that's where I lived for many years. So I've seen that place change a lot.
One thing here, we just try to foster growth and build each other up. What are some ways you've had to leverage not necessarily your connections, but just your friend group to kind of build to where you're at right now?
Well, my friend group, I have to be honest. I was going to say my colleague group, I think would have to be more, because I think I would say that I know a lot of people that I would consider my family that are like my colleagues.
Nice.
Excuse me. So that just comes from years of consistency and doing something that I love, and then those people are just naturally magnetic to you.
Yeah.
You vibrate at your highest potential, and then those people come across you, and then they just stay with you. So I with my clients and also the people that I work with.
Okay. For those that don't know, could you tell us a little bit about your business or
Of course.
how it started?
Of course. So my business is called Kamileon Productions, and it's an entertainment business basically. But what we do is we produce talent. So I have corporate clients, and the corporate clients come to me because they're having these huge events, and they take care of all the details. They take care of the logistics of the guests and the parties and the transportation, and then they hire Kamileon to do the live entertainment, whether that be musicians or greeters or dancers or artists, whatever they ask me. Today I just had a lady ask me for a hand masseuse and a head masseuse. I was like, okay. They want their pool vibe to be that
nice
escalated
and chill,
quick,
right?
That's coming up in September. So really my clients are calling me and my staff, and they're coming up with this idea in their head, and we're known for taking their vision and creating it into reality, which is such a manifestation principle. You envision it and then you create it into this physical realm. So I literally get to do that on a daily basis with my team and with my clients. So I feel honored. But basically, in a nutshell, Kamileon Productions, we produce talent for corporate events, and we do have a few private clients, and I do have just a few venues in Miami that's one client. But besides that, it's mostly that corporate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for barbers, since I'm not a barber, I think people come in sometimes and ask you guys to create something. This is a vision they have in their head. Can you create it?
Facts.
What experiences have y'all had like that?
Man, being a barber, you got to be quick at the top of your head. No diddy. But you get all type of things. People come in and they want you to paint their idea, and you got to make it happen. And you got to be able to listen, and you got to be able to take charge. So I can totally relate.
Man, when we talk about creativity, where does your inspiration comes from?
My inspiration is 100% from my connection to the universe. 100%.
I love that answer.
Everything that I do, from the moment that I wake up until the moment that I close my eyes, I want to be aligned. I want to be in tune. And then from that place of connection is where that inspiration comes. Also, being in a place of appreciation, constantly, in appreciation for everything, for the sun, for the breeze on my skin, for those trees that are dancing for me, for those mangoes that just came off the tree that I get to eat. That also inspires me. It inspires me to have this beautiful earth just provided for us. So I think I pull inspiration from lots of different aspects of my life, but 100% comes from my connection to the universe.
Behind camera, you were sharing a little about your creativity and the designer world, where you design. Basically, it seems like you designed this beautiful dress.
Yeah.
Where did that inspiration came from?
Okay, that's a very good question. So my inspiration.
Wait, is that a fact?
So what'd you say?
Oh, okay. Is that a fact that you designed that dress?
Yes. The skirt is.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay,
I picked
all right,
the fabric,
beautiful.
and I had my seamstress create that for me. But yes, I am definitely a designer with Kamileon Productions.
Okay.
I grew up with my mother, who was sewing clothes for me all my life, so I understand like how it feels to have clothes on the body and the way it complements the shape. I don't know. I think it's because of the way I grew up that I'm inspired by design.
I'm sure. I'm not to cut you off, but I'm sure
Yes.
there's a fan out there that's going to see this dress. Is there any way that they're able to get it in any website?
At the moment, no. All the designs that I have done has just been for my company or for my own personal wear. But I am open to creating a Kamilion couture.
Love it. That's real.
I'm definitely. It's on my one of my notebooks that I've written, because I also believe that writing your visions is an important way.
Yeah, that's how they come to life. Definitely.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, how did you learn to use a universe like you do?
I think that I'm still learning, to be honest.
Where did it start?
Yeah, probably when I was a child, being outside. I didn't grow up like, now everybody's on the computers and on their phones and stuff.
Facts.
I grew up in Kansas. I grew up playing outside, when it rained, playing in the water, and seeing massive storms in Kansas, or in the spring when all the little bunny rabbits come out. And here in Florida we have lizards, but in Kansas we had bunnies, little rabbits.
Yeah.
So I think that being like that outside a lot is a big deal on the connection there to the universe.
It rained really bad here a couple days, like for 3 days. But after it rained, there was the most gorgeous sunset. And I think you told me something about that sunset. Like, you said it was a sign from God, maybe, like that you're on the right track.
They're gifts,
Yeah, they're gifts from God.
Yeah, and the rainbow specifically is a sign from me that I'm on the right track, because when I created Kamileon, I was going to LA to meet with my big first client, and I was like, what am I going to name my company? And I saw a spectrum in the sky that was a color, and it was a rainbow. And I was seeing the colors change, and I was like, changing colors like a chameleon. But then, like my name, Kamila, let me spell Kamileon like Kamila, but we're adapting. We're forever adapting. We're always changing, So that was the concept about that. But the design, I'm sorry, but to go back to that, I always loved to make my own clothes. I used to make my own outfits and go out dancing in Kansas. I see it in my mind. Like I see like patterns and things.
Hey, and also shout out to your company, Kamileon Production.
Correct.
You guys are celebrating 18 years.
Yes.
man.
June 1st. Yes.
That's love.
Happy anniversary.
That's love.
Yes, 18 years of amazing service. Yes, thank
Facts.
you.
It seems like you're just getting started.
Yes.
How do you feel about your company right now?
I feel like 18 years have been such a blessing, and now it's a time where I feel like I'm just getting started, because I have this amazing team, secure team, amazing clients that are actually not just here in Miami.
Right.
They're actually in different locations. So I'm just getting started, because I'm ready to spread my wings.
Oh,
gentlemen.
she's
that's
Skelly.
right.
You heard it.
Yeah.
All the way up.
That's what
ready.
I'm talking about. That's great.
I'm ready.
That's great. But now that you're looking at, you're on your 18th, anniversary, going back to where you started, I read that you got your first job and kind of learned it at the same time, right? Like, like your first job, right?
Pretty much, because I'm a performer.
Yeah.
I'm a talent. I'm a performer. So I created everything from the love of dance, the love of performing, the love of connecting with those people, and like seeing their eyes just light up. There's nothing like it in the world when you can spark that divine light inside of someone. You know, and that's where it all started.
Yeah.
And then from that love of performing, people just ask me, well, can you book yourself, and can you book this person, and can you provide this, and to this day, 18 years later, people are still calling me, asking me, like it's like ordering on a menu every day. I never know what they're gonna ask me.
Yeah, so you manifested that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You know, for those people who don't know, at what age did that love started for you?
Actually, to be honest with you, I did not start dancing until I was already an adult. So I was already an adult when the dance found me, in my early 20s. So I started ballet when all the girls were like 13 and 14, and I was like 20.
Well, wow. She looks 20 now. She looks 20 now.
So yeah.
I guess that's the fitness, you know. I want to get
It's
into
a
the
fitness, and it's also I don't drink alcohol. I drink mostly just water and
Nada?
smoothies. No me gusta. Mi cuerpo, my body doesn't like the alcohol. Yeah, and I have no judgments on alcohol. I think it smells yummy.
Right. No tequila?
It smells good. I can't. It really makes me sick. It really, and guess what? If I'm sick, I cannot show up that morning and
Facts.
teach
I can respect
all of those
that.
people. I can't show up and be the strongest thing that I can be for my team every day if I'm sick.
Facts.
So I gotta listen to my body. I gotta feed it what it's gonna be healthy the next day.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know how many days I'll be down if I have any alcohol in my body.
Nah,
really.
it seems like you're taking pride in, you know, your tempo, which is really important.
It's very important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can actually manifest faster when you do that. When you actually feel good, versus like when you just kind of feel off. You know, your mind takes you other places. You know, these guys as barbers, I kind of call them image consultants.
I agree.
You know, so sometimes I'll leave the shop and I just feel better. Like,
Facts.
as a woman, what are some things you notice in men as far as like their appearance, like whether it's like grooming, like nails, haircut, smell, like, you know,
All of that, and the fashion that you gentlemen have.
fashion?
Yeah, like the amazing dress shirt that you have on right now. I
Appreciate
love
it.
this.
Thank
Of course, too, I love what you gentlemen do with the way that you, all the different
The
fresh
facial,
cuts
yeah,
and-
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Right.
Also,
Self-care.
a well-spoken gentleman. You know, like a gentleman, a well-spoken gentleman. I noticed that right away.
Yeah.
You know, when you can stand and hold your head high and talk to me clear and with just such respect and appreciation, that's like number one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, which is coming extinct, you know, nowadays. You know, like.
Gentlemen, I'm luckily I get to be around 3 gentlemen at the moment, but you know,
And I
you're
think that
right.
starts with in the house. You know, it starts
Yeah.
in the home. Your mother allows you to speak a specific way, and you carry that on into your, you know, who you're going to become as a man.
Yep.
You know, now you look around and people can't have conversations. You know, even after the COVID, you know, like you go from the partying scene in the clubs where you had that conversation, you had that mix of that energy. Now people are sitting around the table smoking hookah and just mad dogging each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a different spiritual, you know, connection now. It's honestly, it sucks.
It's a different
you know, I'm
dynamic.
gonna tap in with that, but
Or
you
they're
know,
on their phone and they're not connecting to you at that moment.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, there's a
sad.
place for the phone, of course, but when you're with each other, isn't it nice to connect
Of course.
one-on-one?
I
You
agree.
know, like or in a group like this.
Yeah. Look the person in the eye who you're talking to, so you captivate their spirit and they captivate yours.
Right.
It's a connection.
It's a connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a big part of being human. That's what this human experience. We want to connect with each other.
That's true.
So
I mean, but just to stay, you know, in topic, you know, our audience, or most of our audience is, you know, barber, and obviously our clients, but mainly is barbers.
Okay.
You know, you have a lot of knowledge in the fitness world. How important it is to take care of yourself and also to create good habits by not drinking too much.
Yeah, I want to know
too
that.
much, I like that.
I'm not good at that.
Well, but you know what? If your body is okay and you feel good the next day, then by all means have some drinks. There's nothing wrong with it.
As long as you're still working out. And
As long as you feel good in your body, I don't think there's anything wrong with
Yeah.
any.
Yeah.
Like honestly, my biggest thing with the body is for you to be in tune with your body, for you to understand what your body needs, you know, and what kind of food fuels you, what kind of drinks fuel you, even how much food or how much alcohol, like whatever it is, you just have to be in tune with your body. And you're like, okay, for me, I'm not going to be like you.
Yeah.
You know, like my body is really simple. She doesn't like hardly anything. Like
I love how you like separate who you are to that's like two separate entities over there.
I mean, it's true. Like, because I have to tune in and I have to hear what my body is telling me. Like I told him last night, I ate a little bit too late last night, and this morning my stomach was a mess. So I can't even eat that late. So my body is different. So it's more important for you to tune in and know what your body needs. If your body's craving some like red meat and some steak, you know, listen to it, because it's craving it for some reason. Yeah. My body has been craving only vegetables and fruits for a few years. And my body's thriving and my muscles are strong. And I cannot have any soda. I'll be sick to my stomach for, I don't even know for how long. But maybe the soda makes you feel good. Maybe you have a Sprite and you're like, yeah, or whatever it is, you know, I don't know. But sugar like that would destroy me. So really, it's just up to you listening to your body, and then finding something active that makes you also feel good. Something that's fun, that vibes with you, and that makes you feel strong.
I agree.
You know, because it feels good to feel your muscles.
I agree, because, you know, for most people out there, it's hard for them to go to the gym and to start that new process. You know, not everybody's the same, right?
Exactly.
You know, fortunately for me, I'm an athlete myself, and I just love working out. But for those who have hard times, you know, going to the gym, finding, you know, and they don't have the fund to pay someone to train them, you know, you talk about those classes that you create to be able to, you know, I guess lose fat, you know, and I guess maintain your body in shape. How does that help people, I guess?
It's a very good question. So I'm a group fitness teacher for many years. I think like 14 years now, with Crunch Fitness, and I'm a group fitness instructor. I'm not a trainer. Everybody's always like, "Do you want to train me?" And I'm like, "No." I'm not a trainer.
Come to my class.
I'm a producer and a performer, and I'm a group fitness teacher.
Right, you don't have that time.
Right, and I'm there to work out with people, like you just said, people that don't really understand the gym. Maybe they don't understand the weights. Maybe they don't know the machines. You know, maybe they don't have money to pay like a trainer or whatnot, but they can come in, and for that hour or however long, like today I had these two guys, they worked out with me. I taught 3 classes, and they did all 3 classes with me.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I was like, good job, gentlemen. Like,
right.
like good job, you know?
Right.
And so for somebody that's just coming in, maybe doesn't know, a gym that has amazing classes is a really good start, because you can take all sorts of classes. You know, at my gym, Crunch, there is like so many different classes, from dance, from yoga to conditioning.
Hey, shout out to Crunch.
Yeah. I love
Facts.
Crunch.
Facts.
Crunch is really an amazing gym for me.
Shout out to Crunch.
But I think that's a great thing, that you're honest, you know, and upfront. You don't want anything from anybody, but you see when somebody sees, you know, your status and they want to become where you're at, you help them get there. You know what I mean? Instead of like, oh, you know, this is my, you know, you ever met like a trainer? They're like, oh, this is my hours. This is what I like that you just allow them to be a part of your process, you know? And I think that's beautiful.
Like, what makes you feel good?
Right.
You know, like, does it make you feel good to eat breakfast? For me, I cannot eat breakfast, but if you might need to eat breakfast before you go push some weight, or else you might not feel good, you know. But if I eat breakfast, I'm not going to feel good.
I agree.
You know,
I
so
agree.
you just have to listen to your body.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think I just started fasting, and that helps for me, you know.
I love it. Yeah.
Fasting is awesome. It's scary because your mind mentally goes somewhere else, but that's where you get your strength from. But yeah.
Fasting like all day, or just hours, like intermediate?
Like 16 hours a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, boy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, to be honest,
8 hours of it. So it's like,
exactly.
we're supposed to, so it's like the
Oh, when you describe it that way, yeah, you're right.
I mean, if you just drink a lot of water and liquids, and you fast, that's how you cleanse your body. You know, so that works for me.
It feels good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like to eat too late at night, and then in the morning I don't eat nothing until after, my first workout. So that's usually my fast.
Yeah, because we're so used to you eat breakfast in the morning, then you and then lunch, and then
trained us.
That's how they trained us. They trained us eating, drinking milk, eating cheese at school, which is terrible. You know what I mean?
I cannot.
Those animals.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, like, in a city like Miami where there's temptation everywhere, what are some ways you've been able to escape, temptation? As far as just staying true to who you are, not letting other outside influences affect who you are.
Yeah, it's really not temptation when you really know who you are.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Because when you when you really understand who you are and you resonate and you're connected and you know what serves you and what doesn't serve you, it's doesn't bother you, like people are like, oh my gosh, how can you not eat that piece of cake, it's so amazing, and I'm like, because it will make me sick. It doesn't bother me, go ahead, enjoy it, I'll smell it, so the temptation is kind of lost on me because am not tempted by those things. So I've just been in this bubble since I've been here. I'm just a Kansas girl that came to Miami with these big dreams, and I just stayed in my bubble and have been consistent all these years.
Well, you saying that, like, if so, we realize you're from Kansas. I don't think you eat meat, but do you?
I used to for many years, all growing up. It wasn't until my grandmother passed in 2017, and when she passed, she was my soulmate, my best friend. I was like, okay, she's gone, now I need to make a change. And I watched this show called What the Health, and in that documentary, I remember it was July 4th, 2017. I saw that and I said, this is why I've been sick all my life. This is why I've been sick. I've been sick with stomach aches all my life from this. I have allergies because of this. And I said, okay, let me just take a break. And I'm still on the break.
Well, I got to ask then, how's the barbecue out there? Because I heard
the barbecue's good.
Right?
Like, I like the taste of meat.
Yeah.
Like, I like the taste of fish. I'm definitely not a vegan person. I'm just somebody that is eating plant-based at the moment.
Yeah.
Purely for...
It's healthier.
Yeah, just purely for that health and that the energy. I have more energy. Yeah.
So... we obviously hear the passion around the business, but then sometimes life throws you punches that are completely out of your control, like for some people like COVID.
Yeah.
That your industry is very public. You're doing corporations. All of a sudden the corporations don't have the budget, or they're not even meeting in the office anymore.
They didn't have any events.
How did you survive COVID, or what did you pivot and do with that time?
That's a very good question, because that was really hard for me. Everything that I've worked for all of these years just literally disappeared, and then all of the people that are able to use their skills, their God-given skills to make money to take care of their families, they were all with their families.
All right.
So here I am by myself with my amazing Leone, which is a Cane Corso dog. And I'm by myself in my house, and everybody's with their families. Well, no, he has...
No, I have a golden doodle.
Yeah.
She's a Cane Corso.
Exactly. Okay. But they're both gray.
Yeah, you can tell I don't know shit about dogs. But it's all good. Yeah.
So I didn't know what I was going to do. And at that moment, I stood at my window, and I asked the universe, okay, God, I did all of this creating for you to add light and love and opportunity to this earth. What do you want me to do now? You took everything away from me. And within just a couple days, I was sponsored by an organization to go to the Motivational Edge. And the Motivational Edge is in Alapata. And it is a school for foster children, creative arts only. They have a recording studio. The kids get to write and actually record their music. They have a dance studio. I was teaching them dance and fitness. They have art. They have sports. So what I did, instead of producing my professional talent, is I went and I produced these foster kids for 2 years.
Yeah. Is that still active at this point?
At the moment, when my company came back in full force, I physically could not be there anymore, but I'm still affiliated with the organization, and they basically have given me like a free pass to whatever kind of projects or programs that I want to create within the facility. I can.
Just to put it out there, if you need anything from the barber perspective for us to collab and be able to
that
give
would be
them some free
amazing
haircuts,
for these kids.
please count on us. We'll be there. Shout out to
Yeah,
me.
let us
That
know.
would be amazing for these kids.
Yeah,
These
definitely.
kids would
I
really
believe so.
appreciate this.
Yeah.
They would love that.
Definitely.
I
believe
love
so.
that idea. I love that idea. I am very much into these foster children because they've had it real hard, you guys. They've had it harder than any kind of a horror movie that I've ever seen. Some of the stories that they were telling me, you know.
Yeah, it's hard. My mom's a guardian ad litem, so I understand that.
So you could feel that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important to spread our light there. You know,
Beautiful.
it's important to give them our skills and our knowledge, you know, and inspire them and show them, hey, maybe one day they could be a barber.
It's all about the next generation.
Right?
This is exactly what it's all about.
It's all about
Yeah,
the
like-
next
It'd
generation.
be good to give away free cuts over there too. So
That would be
that'd
great.
be dope.
Yeah.
I can organize that. They're
Take it on.
amazing. Yes, I'm ready. And also some of my corporate clients, since when COVID did go away and we started to have events, I was still kind of there at less capacity. So my clients saw that, and I had 2 of my big clients actually be a part of
Donate?
the community. Like
Nice.
they gave like some programs to them, and they donated some art to the studio.
Oh,
And
awesome.
so my corporate clients, they believed in me, and they supported my philanthropy during that time of
That's
COVID.
dope. That's dope.
Okay, well, we're going to collab.
Yeah, I like that.
facts.
That's a
That's
perfect
facts.
idea.
It's
Look at
organic.
that.
Just
That's
having
what it's
it.
about. That's what it's about. That's
I
how you
can't cut
get there.
hair, but I'll let them.
But the kids will really like that. They're gonna because sometimes they would come and they would be all like big old hair and everything, you know, and they would like to get braided up, or they would like to get some, you know, some
Yeah.
freshness happening. That's a great idea.
And no braider too.
I think you're saying something, just even breaking down the barriers for some of like the girls or the boys. Like, obviously, you seem like a nice woman, but then they have issues maybe trusting people due to like things that happened in their past. Like, what are some things you've had to like how do you approach those like troubled teens, I guess?
It was hard. The teens were the more troubled ones.
Yeah.
The children were a little bit easier for me to break through. The teens were hard, and the only thing that I could tell them is that I cannot change what you've been through. But what I can do is offer a consistent place for you to come and work on your creations with me. We can work on your dance, your music, whatnot. And I was there consistently every single week for 2 years. So that's the only thing that I can offer them. I can't take away their pain, but what I can do is help you work on your gifts, you know, and,
That's a big
and
start,
harness
though.
your skills,
That's a big start. That's a huge start. That's
Yeah.
kind of only way. That's the only place you could start from.
you know?
Yeah.
And and just, you know, I've never been in their situation, so I can't say, hey, I know what you're feeling, but I can just say, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I'm here
Yeah.
for you. And whatever skills and talents that I possess that I can help you with, I'm going to be here helping you.
Yeah.
Where did that caring came from? Like, you know, it seems like you really care.
Honestly, I feel blessed to be here. I feel blessed to be on earth. I feel blessed to be in my body. I feel blessed to connect with humans. I feel blessed to give something beautiful to our world. And so it comes from there. It comes from me feeling ultimately blessed.
It's real.
And honestly, I want to be the best divine daughter of God that I can be.
Mm.
I want to make my Father proud.
Nice.
And I want to love humans like I feel that, like God loves me.
Wow.
That's where it comes from.
That's beautiful. You know, we all talked about how successful you are, but we don't really know the struggle that you had to be able to get to where you are right now. Can we backtrack for a little bit and talk about your upbringings
Of course.
and how it started for you?
Of course. Well, as I mentioned, I'm from Kansas. I grew up with all of my family being home builders. So I'm not sure if you understand that, but my family would go in and like the land would just be flat, Kansas, and we would come in and they would buy the land and they would plot it out, you know, and then each one of those plots was going to be a house. And so this land would become a development. It would be a neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I grew up on the job sites.
Oh, so it's in the family. That creativity is already in the
It's
family.
already in the family. I grew up in a beautiful
Hard
family
work,
in Kansas.
too. That's
Hard
hard work,
work,
yeah.
entrepreneur. Like my family, basically, my grandmother and grandfather built the city that I was like born in.
Oh, that's
You know,
that's
and then
crazy.
all my uncles, they were like, you know, I was helping clean in the houses. Like I had all brothers, all boy cousins, so I was kind of,
Only
I'm a a lady,
Yeah.
but I was like kind of rough, rough housed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm a little bit tough too. That's probably why I have a truck and a big dog. So, but yeah, I think my family they were all in the family business, and they still are in the family business. So definitely that entrepreneurship came from there. I just took those skills and put it towards what my passion is.
Wow,
Facts.
That's real, because I was just about to ask you about leadership. Is that where your strength comes from when it comes to leader? And what message can you send to any leaders out there about, what does it take to become a good leader?
Honestly, in my opinion,
Yep.
I could be wrong, but in my own experience, to be a good leader is you need to be a good student. For myself.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Because to be able to lead is I need to learn. I need to be humble, and I need to step back and be a student. And as I learn, then I can teach. Yeah, and then I can lead, and I can be strong for everyone. And also being a good leader is being open to everybody's opinions, because as I am creating, it's not just me. It's bigger than just Kamila. It's a group, because you possess a knowledge that I don't have, and your opinion means something to me, and it makes me think in a different way. And then you're going to say something, and that sparks something else inside of me. And then you're going to say something, and then together is this amazing creation that
Facts.
happens. So that's also really important for me as a leader, is that I am open to so many suggestions from my clients, from my team, even from my students, So I think that's what makes me a strong leader. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, couldn't say
I don't know
any
about
better.
anybody else but me.
No, definitely.
I'm still learning.
Me too.
It's hard with the leadership, because like you said, you need to be able to listen, and then the leader needs to be able to take the hits when it's time to say, okay, we're not listening, we're going to carry out the plan now. And that's the hard part. 'Cause
Taking
you
full responsibility, and then changing course when you realize what you have to steer your ship, I guess you could say, in the correct
and
direction.
when you crash, who takes the blame?
You also have to be strong enough to do that.
Yeah.
So, and I take full responsibility for everything in my life, because I am a creator and a manifester. I'm a manifester. Can I say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
So taking responsibility is important.
Are there any books or types of music or things you can kind of tell people to help them tap into that side?
That's a good
Or
question.
anything you do outside of work, other than working out and eating?
Of course,
Eating right?
working out and eating.
Yeah.
Well, music, I think, is whatever makes your vibe at the moment, because I think music changes depending on.
Okay.
how
How about
you're
this?
feeling.
We're going. This guy right here. He's a top 5 guy. So who's your top 5 artists that inspires you?
Top 5 artists.
You know I gotta go.
Oh, I don't know.
I gotta go there, right? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know if I would do any name drops.
For sure,
but-
Sade, right?
What?
For sure, Sade.
Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
But honestly, it just depends on my mood. I don't have any specific, music, but it depends on my mood. If I want to hear some house music with some tribal beats, or if I want to hear some nice vocals like Sade, or if I feel like listening to some Afro beats, or or it just depends on my mood for the day, or maybe I want to hear some rock, or just
Okay. All right.
But the music is depending on the mood, I'd say. And then what was the other question you said about books or
just any resources?
or resources? I honestly love to segment intend, to intend my moments.
Intention.
Yeah, I love to do intentions. Before I came in here, I'm I'm gonna have the best podcast with these gentlemen. I intend to have the best moment of my life right now.
That's
or I intend to have the best day, or I'm gonna go into my class. I'm gonna have the best class that I've ever taught today.
Affirmation is everything.
Yeah.
I agree.
Affirmations, yes,
Yeah.
positive. I am affirmations are really important as well.
100%.
As well as daily meditations are extremely important. As I was mentioning to you, starting my day, connecting to the universe, connecting to source before I connect with any humans is the most important part of my day.
Yeah.
It's like plugging in your vacuum before you vacuum the floor. If it's not plugged in, you're not going to do a very good job, right?
Facts.
You can
Facts.
keep moving it all you
It's not
want.
gonna
You
pick
can
up
vacuum
nothing.
your whole house unplugged. It's going to maybe
Yeah.
leave marks, but it's not going to work. So plug it in. So
Yeah.
that's
Cool.
really important for me too.
Yeah, I think just to pivot a little bit, I think we're talking like one of our next few episodes. We're gonna kind of get into real estate here in Miami.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And real estate it's very expensive.
And fickle.
The market's very interesting, but
Yes.
like as entrepreneurs, as barbers, you know, sometimes you may not have like to the banks like that solid like W-2 for the house. So like you're saving and you're proving yourself on paper. Like, and I know you bought, you know, here in Miami. Like, what are some things as an entrepreneur that you like, kind of like to manifest that house you wanted that you had to do?
Honestly, the
just a
house,
lot of hard work.
The house found me. Yes, because I purchased my property in Miami Beach, in South Beach. I had an amazing apartment, and I had a home office out of there. But I was renting like other spaces, you know, for costumes here and studio spaces, and then I wanted to expand my business. I had my 40-hour-a-week girl with me at that point, and we needed an office. We needed more space for the costumes. And then this house just like literally found me, because I like to look at properties. I just like to look at
Who doesn't?
properties. Like, yeah, I like to dream. I like to look at budgets. I like to understand like how much it's worth in this area and this. Like, it's just, that's kind of like a little hobby for me that I've always enjoyed, maybe because I grew up with housing.
She's a boss, man.
Yeah.
She's a
Yeah.
boss. I'm curious to know, out of all the places, New York, LA, Atlanta, right? Why Miami?
That's a very good question. When I was in Kansas and I started to dance, I was working. I put myself through dance as a scholarship student, and I also went to college, and I also worked at a bank, and I was a senior teller because I love money, I love counting, I love
you did
numbers.
everything.
I love numbers. Are my best friend. So I would be sitting there, and I would be thinking, you know, I would keep seeing seagulls in Kansas, and I'm like, what are these seagulls in Kansas doing in this parking lot? And so I was like, okay, I'm about to be somewhere where there's seagulls. So I started to research. I went to New York, but New York was too much for this Kansas girl, gentlemen. Like, it's too much. If I would have started dance maybe when I was 3 years old, maybe. But remember, I started when I was 20, you know? So, and then I went to San Francisco. And I thought San Francisco was kind of be beautiful, but they didn't have like a market for even, I thought I was going to be a dance teacher. I didn't even know I was going to be doing this. And they didn't have a good school program, and it was too expensive. And then I just got on the computer and I researched a bit, and I found a company in Miami. And my father lived in Venezuela, and my family, my uncle lives in Weston, which is like 45 minutes away from Miami, right?
Kendall, right? Yeah.
It's actually a little bit more west.
That's where the big houses are.
So
Facts.
so I it just clicked. It, like everything went ding 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 ding. And
So Miami wasn't your first option.
it wasn't. I researched other places, but Miami, I was Miami's first option.
Right.
Because as soon as I said Miami,
universe
Miami
does that.
kidnapped me.
The universe
Miami's
does
the
that.
It does that.
Yeah.
It
All the
opens
time.
up the doors, and just like and for me, 100%. Everything that I've ever done has been like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
if-
feel like it's like breadcrumbs, because
Yeah.
since I'm from Kansas, I don't know if you know the Wizard of Oz, but follow the
No
yellow
Place Like
brick
Home?
road. So the following the yellow brick road, it's
Well,
my path of most
I
light.
kind of know the Wiz more than
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
thing.
it's basically the same. But
You
the
know?
path of most light, you know, what is light? It's joy, it's fun, it's happiness.
of course.
You follow your joy, your happiness, and your fun, and then your income comes after that.
It does, right. Scarface did the same thing.
Yeah.
The world is yours.
Gotta get the power first, and the power to me is that mental state where you know what you're chasing,
Yeah.
and once you know that, everything else comes.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, like as far as like, you know, what's your favorite style, you know, that you like to teach, you know, dancing?
Of dancing?
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm just teaching mostly fitness.
Okay.
But when I was teaching dance fitness, my favorite style, it was a class that I created with the gym called Bellatone, and it was a mixture of belly dance and Latin rhythms. So
Wow.
like belly dance, because I went to Egypt and studied belly dance, and I studied for quite a long time before I taught. And then, but it was, I'm a fusion girl, so I like to create, like, maybe I do a little bit of samba, but then a little bit of belly dance, and then a little bit of salsa, and then a little bit of belly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's
Nah,
awesome. It
just
works out the
like
whole
it's-
body. That's awesome.
What'd you say?
It works out the whole body.
The whole body,
yeah.
yes. So I think teaching fusion dance would probably be my favorite thing to teach. But I also really enjoy like ballet workouts, because you're creating posture, you're creating long, lean muscles. You're showing people how to walk around in their day with their shoulders rolled back and their chest up, you know, and their head held high. So like teaching kinds of things like this is important to me too, and I really like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So alignment within your body, connecting with your muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, belly dance. The only person I saw belly dancing was Shakira. But
Right, right,
Shakira
right,
al final, bro.
Shakira is
Yeah,
amazing.
You know, but then I didn't know anything about belly dance.
It's amazing. It's challenging
Yeah.
to dance belly dance 100%. It's all about isolating. It feels really good.
It looks easy and it looks like sexy too.
It's not
Yeah,
easy,
always.
but it feels sexy too.
Yeah. And you
It
also
feels-
dance at fire too, right?
Oh, that's okay. That's actually my favorite performance.
Okay.
Wait.
So-
Let's back up. What's fire?
What's that like?
So the element of fire is probably the most amazing element that we have.
Miami Heat, you got the fire.
It's yeah.
I love the heat.
Bring the fire here in Miami. I dance with the fire. So I
really?
for
Like
many
literally?
years for many years. What did you say?
Like literally, you dance
Like
with fire.
literally, like I have props that were specially made for me, and I do choreographies. But I'm a dancer with fire. There's a lot of people that perform with fire, but I specifically have like an act that I've had for many years.
Jump rope with fire.
I jump rope with fire. We do some cool stuff with fire. I love to burn myself. I know it sounds weird, but I love the flame on my skin. I accidentally burn myself. Those ones aren't very good, but the ones on purpose do feel good. And what I love about the fire is that for those moments that I'm dancing with the fire, I'm adding just a little bit more light to our world.
Kamila is fire. She's so fire. Oh, man.
So I really honestly built my business just performing fire and then just booking everything else. So that way I'd perform still, but then I build my business.
What intrigued you to get into the fire world?
I don't know. When I first moved to Miami, I saw this girl holding fire and I was like, I want to do that.
Right.
At the moment that I saw it, I knew. And then I just never have stopped with the fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
You never know how it's gonna go. You always have to be listening to it because it will burn you in a second. I haven't had knuckles for many weeks on end because it takes your skin right off. So, but
Really?
I love it.
Any
I know.
major
That sounds
accident that you
painful.
had?
For the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. These knuckles, like you can see, they're all red here. Many different times I've burned my knuckles, and unfortunately, when I burn the knuckles, they go down and they blister, and I don't have skin on my hand for like a month. So that's the hardest thing. Now during certain props, I have to cover,
Mhm.
but yeah, my skin is pretty thin now on my knuckles, so that would probably be the hardest part. But besides that,
Yeah, that sounds
impressive.
painful.
yeah,
Very painful.
it's painful.
I
Yeah.
know
don't
there's
drink, but I
somebody
play with
out there
fire.
watching. I'm not playing with fire.
Right, I'm not.
I support that message. Don't play with fire. It's not a good idea.
As a professional.
Right.
Yeah, let
I mean, that's
me
the first
entertain
rule
you.
that you learn from you. Like, hey,
Let the
don't touch
professional
this.
do
You
it.
know.
Yes, and
Yeah.
even the professional gets burned sometimes. So be
Yeah.
so we have to be careful with that.
Love the commitment though. Definitely
Yeah.
love the commitment.
I mean, when just one more thing before we change subjects about the fire. When I'm dancing with the fire, I'm connecting with all of the elements. So like the wind, you have to watch the wind because that wind's gonna carry that fire, and it could one time went up my nose.
Oh.
Yeah,
what?
like you have to watch that wind. So
Yeah.
you have to connect with the wind. You have to be, cognizant of the fire, and then also the moisture. So the water in the air, it makes the fire different.
This is such an earth, wind, fire.
It is.
Look,
You gotta
Captain
be
Planet.
connected. You got to
Look.
be connected to the earth and stable while you're holding the fire.
Captain Planet.
So it's like you are literally in connection with all of these elements that you don't even really think about, but you are.
Smell, sight.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Before we go, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Like, what are like two positive things that you can let us in on? Like affirmations or energies or like a saying or something like that.
I am divinely connected to all of the universe. I am in constant communication with the divine. I am guided at every moment because I surrender and I am open to guidance. And I am going to continue my creations to add beauty, love, and light to this earth for as long as I am here.
That's beautiful.
Oh, she gave you an extra one too.
You know what I mean?
No, they say anything you put after the words "I am" is like very powerful.
Yeah.
So I notice how you use the words "I am" as well.
It's
Yeah.
important.
That's
I agree with
definitely-
you.
That's definitely well. We really want to thank you for coming, on the show. We really like this. The first conversation that we had that it kind of showed us how to think. As far as like what we want to ask the world. Or, the universe. As far as existing. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing between the three of us. We manifested this relationship, the three of us. So
Nice.
like
The power of
honestly,
three. Watch out.
You know what I mean? So it's just really
Power of
awesome.
3, watch out.
I like that. So we really,
like it
I
too.
really wanted to, this show is about giving people their flowers and honoring what they're doing, and we want to, really thank you for coming on the show.
I really appreciate the opportunity, and I support you, and I believe in what you're doing, and you are definitely manifesting greatness.
There we go.
Now,
Okay, all right.
thank
Well,
you so much.
Yeah, well,
Appreciate it.
we're doing that. I am the show Tanner. You know what I'm saying?
I am Black Eclipse. You already know.
Manifest greatness now.
I'm Kamila Kamileon, I guess we'll say, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And what's the Instagram?
That's it, Kamila
Okay,
Kamileon.
there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think we'll put it down
Yeah,
Put it on
definitely.
the video.
Thank you so much to all of
Thank you.